Hello and welcome to my personal introduction. I'm hoping that you're going to enjoy the enhanced format of our personal introductions, where we're doing more than simply just writing at each other. I'm hoping that by introducing videos as an option and photos as an option of your summer activities, that it's going to help bridge the online gap. So, without further ado, let me go ahead and jump in and talk about some of the activities that I was able to participate in this summer. So here's a photo of my son and myself down at Chickatee Island, Virginia. And he is actually in Salt Lake City right now, and I'm actually flying out there to help him move to Los Angeles, which is why Mary will be teaching the first 2 weeks of the course. But I will be back Wednesday night, September 12th, and I will be available online as well. So I do my best to keep a very active social online presence to make sure that all learners feel connected. So, what else did I do? All right, well, while I was down at Chickatee, my sister from California came out, and that's my sister and I there on the beach. And we also had an opportunity to go to New York City. And interestingly enough, Mary Wallingsford had driven up to New York City the day after we did. I did not know she was planning on going up there, but she was in New York City the day after we were. And that is our view from the hotel room in Times Square. So that's Times Square that you see below there. We also had the opportunity to go visit One World Trade. This is a photo I took from the base of One World Trade. And if you think it looks tall from the bottom, you should see some of the photos that I'm going to share with you right now of the observatory deck. And so this is the observation floor. It's the 100th floor of One World Trade. And that's looking at lower, or I should say South Manhattan. And so as I leaned close to the window to take some of these pictures, I'm not a big fan of heights, and my legs were literally shaking. So it is definitely a breathtaking sight. And so if you get the chance to go to New York, I would definitely recommend the observatory floor at One World Trade. There's Governor's Island in the background, another shot from One World Trade. There is the Brooklyn Bridge, and I believe they also call the other bridge the Manhattan Bridge. So there are the two bridges. It was actually a little rainy that day that we were there. Here's One World Trade from the ferry taking us over to Lady Liberty. And so I snapped that picture on the way into the island. And here's a photo I took on the way out. Now, we also had an opportunity to visit the 9/11 Memorial at Ground Zero. And it is certainly a very somber place to visit, but it's also one of the most well put together displays that I've ever seen. And it is actually a very moving memorial. Again, if you get the opportunity to go, I highly, highly recommend it. And then this is my sister and I at the same dock where the photo of my son and I was taken. We had just grabbed dinner. And so we had a sunset photo in the back. And learners often ask me, what kind of equipment do you work on? Well, as you can see, this is part of my lab setup here. I've got a couple of ASA 5550 firewalls. I've got some 2960 switches. I've got a whole bunch of 2500 series routers. I also have some 2811s, and that's right here in the center, that is a Cisco ASA 5505 firewall. And then the rest of my setup is here. Yes, cable management is not one of my stronger suits. So space is limited, and there are probably 10 to 12 1841 routers there. And I have the exact same routers that we use in our course, 2911s, right down here, and a couple of 1941s as well. All right, and I'm going to end my video introduction with my favorite place to go on Chickatee Island, and that is Mr. Whippy's. And they have got the best vanilla malt. It's soft serve, but the vanilla malt is absolutely fantastic. So if you ever get a chance to go to Mr. Whippy's on Chickatee Island, right there on Maddox Avenue, that is the place to be. All right, well, that is going to conclude my personal introduction. Those were the activities that I did over the summer. I'm looking forward to hearing about what you did over the summer, and please feel free to share some additional information, such as whether or not you're going to be pursuing the Cisco certification. Now, I'm also going to throw a trivia question out here, and let's see who the first learner is that can answer this question. As you look over my left shoulder here, you'll see somebody standing in the background. And it's no mistake that that individual is standing there. They were also in the course welcome video on the main course page. Now, your task, should you choose to accept it, is to see or to tell me, and let's see who will be the first one to identify who that individual is. That was my childhood hero from a cartoon series I used to watch as a little boy way, way back in the 70s. So again, let's see who can guess who that is first. Thank you for watching my introduction. Again, I'm looking forward to seeing yours. I'm very excited about the semester. And that's it. I will talk with you soon.